Statistically speaking.
I didn't come from one. I didn't.
Who grew up with their father in their house? Raise their hand. Who else raised?
I'm 48. I'll be 49 years old.
Brother, I'm asking everybody on the line who grew up with their father in their household. Statistically speaking, right here, is it most or?
I dig that.
Okay.
I understand.
So I think
that,
it's still
man,
going over your head.
That's not a curse to me.
Brother, how is it not a curse?
Sandals on the way, I'm sliding up. I won't join no gang cause I speak truth and I ain't slime enough. I can't kill my brothers, we the same, it's just not adding up. Esau, he a killer, genocide, he keeps attracting us. Most I say be fruitful, multiply, so we be adding up. Compare his seed to the sand of the sea, we deep, so you can't add us up. My people, they got hate inside they heart, they wanna paint us up. Grew up in the red zone, blood tears, I see red flags on us. This world be killing me with lies the way they capping on me. Like these publicans, they coons and seeing the way they taxing on me. Prove what you say, the evidence, show me the facts, lil' homie. Don't hold your tongue, just bring it out. What's on your mind, lil' brody? Riding on 4 Giottos, bougie, how we sip Moscato. Feast days of the Lord, champagne, be rainy poncho. Salvation of the Lord's people, come on, we need that pronto. Wisdom, yes, it bring riches like we just won a lotto. Keep these commandments in the faith, my brother, that's the motto. Most high humble you quick, boy, if you think you macho. Israel, we poor, but we rich in spirit.
It's all, thus says the Lord, it's all coming out the Bible. You hear that, brother? Like the Lord said, it's coming out of thus says the Lord. Keep reading. Keep reading that.
Second Acts 15 and verse chapter. Second Acts 15 and verse 2.
Right.
And I will cause them to be written in paper.
And that's why we have the Bible. The word Bible, biblios, just means collection of books. So the Holy Bible is just a collection of books of the Israelites' history, the records of the Israelites. Okay, that's what the Holy Bible is. So when we read the Bible, this is the record that our forefathers wrote through the Spirit of the Lord. That's why the Lord says speak prophecy, because the Lord put those words in our forefathers' mouth, and they went out and spoke those words. All right, what's going on, sister? How y'all feeling? Can we get y'all paid on something real quick? Real quick? Okay. One told us to wipe these things in paper.
For they are faithful and true.
The Lord said these words are faithful and true. So these are true words. And they're only true because it's not our own words. It's the words of the Lord. It's directly from God himself. So when we come out here, that's why we say, thus said the Lord. That's why we pull in these books. That's why we don't speak from our own opinion. Because people always say, put down that book, I want to hear you speak. The Lord said all men are liars. Give me that. Chapter 3, start at verse 1. Chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads, Book of Romans, chapter 3. Father, gotta wait until the Father says,
Book of Romans, chapter 3, and verse 1. What advantage men have the Jews, or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way.
Every single way. What's going on, big bro? How you feeling? How you feeling, man? What you out here doing, bro?
I was about to ask about the water bottle.
You asking to get a water bottle? Thirsty?
This is the last time. Did you listen last time we brought it out?
Y'all seen it before? Y'all blast up? Somebody had a car? I get a brother of water, man. What's your name, bro?
Davion.
Say Davion. Nice to meet you, Davion. My name's Kabosh, man. Name Kabosh. So have you ever stopped and wondered what we up here doing? Have you seen us up here before? You never seen us out here before?
I ain't never been downtown.
You ever been downtown? Where you from?
Detroit.
From Detroit, you never been downtown though? How old is you? Yes. 15, you never been downtown. How you feeling? How you enjoying it, man? It's cool. Just down here, just wandering.
I swear I never been. I always been on.
Okay. So, real quick, what we out here doing is teaching the Bible. You believe in the Bible? Hold on, is this the newest way? Oh, so you ain't hear nothing that was brought out?
No,
okay.
I heard all of it.
You did?
It's just, I literally left. I had left and somebody called me. And I came back and sent out the things.
Oh, okay. Did you get a flyer? Yeah, somebody got a flyer. One of y'all got a flyer? Mashiach! Mashiach! Got a flyer? Yeah, I got it. Hey, get that brother a flyer. They already started.
I just got his house over.
What's going on, brother? How you feeling? What's going on, man? Can I get you a pen or something? Can I get you a pen or something real quick? Pen or something real fast. How you feeling? What's your name, by the way?
That meets me hard, brother.
You said who? Her? How you feeling, Kurt? My name's Bob. So, real quick before we go into it, I gotta ask, what's your religious background? Just here? Okay. You grew up any religion, anything like that? Now you just floating with the wind and stuff. What do you, what God do you believe in? You said who? Christian God? Okay. So you believe in like Jesus and the Bible and all that? Okay, like, you believe everything in the Bible?
I don't read the Bible, to be honest. I just
Okay. We're gonna read something in the Bible. I want to see what you think about this, alright? In the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 13.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 13, and it reads, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man,
The Lord said, one like unto the Son of Man, read.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
He had a long garment on. You know, in the back in the day, like 2,000 years ago, they used to wear like those robe-looking things. So that's what he basically had on. The Son of Man is Jesus. So this is Jesus Christ getting described in the Bible. You read it?
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So he had a solid gold belt on. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
So Christ, he had woolly textured hair like an afro. You read it?
as white as snow,
Read.
and his eyes were as a flame of fire,
Read.
and his feet like unto fine brass.
He didn't have on the white Air Forces or Jordans because it's the ancient world. So he had sandals on so you can see his feet. So John is describing his feet and said it's brass, like a penny, like it's brown. You read it?
As if it burned in a furnace.
So John described Christ as a dark-skinned man with an afro. You ever heard that before? You heard that before? So 2,000 years ago, what would Christ be considered? Like, what was his race or ethnicity? Right, but back in the day, they called him a Jew. So if you put him in this time, he'd be called African American, right? So put us back in that time, what would we be called? We'd be called Jew. We'd be considered Jews. So if the Jews are dark-skinned people with afro, how did the Jews become white in 2024? So when you look at Israel, you don't see a lot of our people, do you? You see a lot of so-called white people. But you don't see our people, do you? So why is that? How did they turn from dark-skinned people to a bunch of white people? Never heard that before, huh? That's something, I mean, how you feel about that? Like,
It's crazy, man. It's a crazy world.
it's a crazy world, man.
Deep into that type of shit, that's why I just be out here living, that's what I say.
But don't you want to know, like, where we came from, what's our purpose, like our history, who's our king? Because you can name 4 presidents, but you can't name 4 of our kings. You can't name our language. What do we say? You probably could, if you actually can. Yeah, you can name a bunch of presidents. You can name different states, but you don't know anywhere about our home. You don't think that's a problem?
Yeah, it's a big problem.
It's a big problem. So why don't we teach you real quick? Why don't we show you?
I'm on a mission, man.
Go on a mission?
I'm on a mission.
All right, well, Lord willing, you can take me. We gonna read one more for you. One more for you. Give me the book.
What I want.
Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. We gonna leave you with this. We gonna do the sped up version for you. This is Moses. You ever heard about Moses? Let my people go. You ever heard that before? Let my people go. Part the Red Sea. So this is Moses talking to the people we got out of Egypt. So when he said, let my people go, It's because the Hebrew Israelites, his people, was in slavery to the Pharaoh. So he was sent to redeem them out of that slavery. That makes sense? You follow me? So we go read this verse. Check this out.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Check this out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said the Lord is going to bring you back into Egypt. Remember, they just left Egypt as slaves. So if the Lord is saying, I'm going to punish you by taking you back to Egypt, you think they was excited about that? Or they said, hell no, I ain't trying to go back there. You're like, no, we in Egypt. Oh no, we were just slaves there. That's our punishment. I ain't trying to go back there. I would just get my back beat in. I was just forced to build brick. I was just a slave. So that's what the Lord is saying. He's conveying that I'm going to take you back into slavery. You following me? So check this out. This is how the Lord said his chosen people, the Israelites, will go into slavery in the future. Check this out.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Real quick, you listening, brother? This is the Lord talking to the Israelites about how they got to slavery.
We the Israelites.
That's right, that's right, that's right. Check this out, brother.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said you're going to go into slavery again, read.
With ships.
Read that part again.
With ships.
With ships. Didn't our forefathers come to America with ships? Did that happen? That's history, right? So the Lord said that would happen 3,000, 4,000 years ago. He said the Israelites would go to slavery on the ship. You read it?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not going to see your homeland anymore. Read.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy.
When you get off the slave ships, you're going to get sold off of the ship. That's in the Bible. We didn't write this book last week. We read the Holy Bible. You read it?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
We were sold as slave men and slave women, read.
And no man shall buy
And
it.
nobody redeemed us. So if I was to ask anybody who fits that curse, who does it sound like the Bible speaking to, anybody who knows anything, a small ounce of history would say that's our history right there. Slavery on ships, clearly. But hold on, that's in the Bible. We're talking about the Israelites, the Jews. So that's why I read Christ's description. He's described as a dark-skinned man with an afro, because that's how all his people will look. If I go down your family lineage, I'm not going to see a Chinese man. All your family lineage looks like you. That's the same with Christ. His whole family lineage, all the Jews, all the Israelites look like him. And those people went to slavery on ships. Because you had the event in 70 AD where the Jews got kicked out of Jerusalem. And where do you think they fled to? Where's Jerusalem at on the map? What is it right next to? Anybody know? Egypt. That's Africa. So the Jews fled into Africa. That's how we ended up there. Because even when you read Matthew the 2nd chapter, Christ went to Africa to flee from Herod. Because in history you can see we had places set up all throughout Africa. Give me that real quick in 2nd Maccabees chapter 2 verse 1. You actually see that throughout history that the Jews had stations and places set up all throughout Africa. We're going to read it out the Bible and we're going to read it out of history books. Because the history books tell you that. So we're going to get that. Why I want you to bring this up. We can't read that precept. 2nd Maccabees.
The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. It is also found in the records that Jeremy the prophet commanded them that were carried away.
So 2nd Maccabees 1 and 1. Okay. 2nd Maccabees 1 and 1. Listen to this.
In the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. The brethren, the Jews.
The brethren, the Jews.
That be at Jerusalem.
That be at Jerusalem.
And in the land of Judea.
In the land of Judea.
Which unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt.
The Jews that are where?
Throughout Egypt. Help and peace.
So the Jews in Judea was right into the Jews in Egypt during the Greek captivity, like 200 BC. So by 70 AD, we already had places established. We fled right into that place. That makes sense? So that's how our people ended up from Jerusalem into Africa. That's how the Jews got into Africa. And the Africans actually sold our people. We're not Africans. The Africans sold Israelites into slavery. They didn't sell their own people. They sold the strangers in the land. The people that came through with all their laws and all these commandments and fringes and this mighty history. They said, we gotta get these people out of here. That's our actual real history, brother. We gotta look into that. We gotta look into that, big bro. We're the real Jews, according to the Bible. That makes sense? All praise to the Most this up. Bring this up. What I already told you.
This is the Babylon Timbuktu, written by Rodolph H. Windsor.
All right, check this out.
Page 85.
All right, brother.
Page 85, paragraph 1.5.
Right.
A.H. Goodby says Jerome 340 to 420 AD, one of the four doctors of the church, wrote that the Jews were spread from the western extremity of Mauritania to India. Now,
So the Jews were spread all throughout all these different lands.
Now, ancient Mauritania included parts of the territory of the Atlantic Ocean, Morocco, and parts of the modern Algeria.
Like, so you have places in Algeria, you got places in Morocco. Jews were spread all throughout there already. Jews was everywhere in the land prior to like Islam or anything like that. They had places they would have flee there. We even fled into Saudi Arabia.
I seen this before.
You look into Muhammad, he actually killed off a Jew tribe that was living in Saudi Arabia. So this is a lot of history that we gotta dig up and uncover.
They don't even like the Jews. They don't even like us over there in Saudi Arabia. It's a lot of us over there in Saudi Arabia, and they don't even like us. We're a whole different little faction over there, though.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, so
They don't like us because we're not the same
they're
nation.
not the same. Exactly.
Like you said earlier, you said we the Jews, we the Israelites. But they're what you call Ishmaelites over there. Those are the sons of Hagar, the bond woman that got kicked out by Abraham. And they know that. You can read that. Read Ishmaelite in this book. Look up Ishmaelite. Those Arabs are Ishmaelites. So
What's that book right there?
this is the Bible dictionary.
Okay, Bible dictionary.
Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is an historian.
Hold on a second, alright?
Bring it up. Look up the word Ishmaelite, bring that up.
Go! Ishmaelite, a descendant of Ishmael, the son of Abraham and Hagar.
Read the last. I wish you could read that part. You know what? My bad. Yeah, it's in the last paragraph. It's the last sentence right here.
The word is apparently used in the OT.
All Arabs, right there.
Yeah.
Read that. Just read that part. Check this out. This is the definition of Ishmaelite. The very last sentence.
Tribes of the northern Arabian of all Arabs, following Muhammad's example, claim descended from Ishmael.
All the Arabs can claim that lineage. Because Ishmael comes from, not Ishmael, but Muhammad comes from a man named Adnan, or Adnan. It's A-D-N-A-N. That's the tribe he comes from, which goes back to Ishmael. That's what he claims. So that's why they don't deal with our people, because we're two separate people. And during the sub-Saharan slave trade, the Arabs actually had our people as slaves. Have you ever heard that before? Sub-Saharan slave trade. Okay, so you said you know we Hebrews and stuff, right? How long you been knowing that?
Oh man, for a minute, man.
For a minute?
For a little minute, yeah.
How did you learn it?
Watching videos and YouTube and just knowing that the Bible makes sense though, man, for us though. It makes sense for us though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy, man, because I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so, you know, it was, none of that made sense when I was younger, man.
Right.
None of it made sense to me though.
Why it's called Jehovah's Wickedness.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me, man. But once I started learning about, you know, his true name, and, you know, even they believe that's his true name though, you know, but they don't use it. And that's like one of them things. It's like, come on now, why y'all don't use his name if y'all know it though, you feel me? Heathens, yeah. It's made by heathens though, you feel me? Yeah. When the white man control everything, man. Yeah, I already know.
He said he heard about the Israelites.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So what do you know about the Israelites so far? What all have you learned?
Me and the wife, man, trust me, man. We been sitting around watching IUIC and, you know, I watch a few of y'all videos before. Okay. Yeah. You know, we know who we are, man.
Yeah, we know who we are, but every religion, and some people don't call themselves religion, they say they're spiritual, you know what I'm saying? So we separate it. A lot of religions, they pretty much have they do a little bit extreme, you know, on certain things and stuff like that. So a lot of times that's why I take things for what it is. If it says this in the Bible, this is what it says. I'm not going to turn it. You can't twist it. Right. You can't change it and say, oh, well, because of this. If you pull out one scripture, you didn't even read the full context. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. So I do got a question, or I just want to make a correction. So the Israelites, right? You add "ite" to the end of something, just mean the son of. So we don't claim to be a particular religion because we're the sons of Israel. So it doesn't matter if you're an atheist, a Satan worshiper, Christian, or in the truth, you're an Israelite. So it doesn't matter your religion. This is our nation, our bloodline. It's like you got a Chinese person, he might have a different religion. So we don't call ourselves a religion because we're not. We're just a nation of people. So that's pretty much what I just wanted to, because a lot of people have that misconception that we're a religion, but we're actually not.
Well, I know, but it's certain groups that, you know, try to, you know, portray that. Because, I mean, it's way more than, like, what you say, the RCU, and then you guys, it's way more.
Oh, yes, I'm aware.
You know, some people start different, you know, things and religions just so that they can, you know, have their reasons for what they're doing it for, not for the real reasons. And just explain it, you know, this is our culture, this is our nation, this is where we come from.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So is there anything that y'all have heard from different Israelite fashions or camps that y'all disagree with in the Bible?
Pretty much all on the same thing, but she was talking about the pants situation.
That's one of them. I mean, that was one. It's sometimes you can look at it like, okay, it's petty, but sometimes if you pull out certain things, that's one of the questions that I had.
Okay, about pants?
About the pants. I know some, I'm not sure if you guys, women have to wear pants.
Or can't wear pants.
They can't wear pants. Okay, so we can break that down. So get Deuteronomy 22:5. Well, first I have to ask 22:5. But what I do have to ask is, when did women start wearing pants? Like, when did that become big in the earth? Yeah, when did that become prevalent in the earth?
So beyond that, my thing is, even with pants, period, you know, we weren't wearing none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was cloth that we were wrapped in and different things like that.
Leviticus 16 and 4. Bring that out too. Deuteronomy 22:5. Now check this out, sister. Bring this out.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now that's why I asked, what did women used to wear? Women just started wearing pants in like the 1900s.
When did men start wearing pants?
Bring this up.
This is Leviticus 19 and verse 4.
16 and 4.
So like Leviticus 16 and verse 4.
Check this out.
He shall put upon the holy linen coat, and shall have the linen breeches upon his flesh.
Chat what?
Linen breeches upon his flesh.
So the men would have on the garment, but they had breeches under that. Breeches are pants. So we always wore pants. That's the. I didn't know that.
That's why I'm like, let me know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let me hear it.
So that's what the priests would wear. So you got to think about it. Why would a man just kind of wear a long robe, just nothing under? So he would have his breeches on, cover his nakedness under his pants. Even Christ. I wish we could find that scripture. It's in John where Christ, it said he removed his garment and he was washing the disciples' feet. It's in John 13. But it's basically he took off his shirt and wrapped it around his pants. Unless he just took it off and then he was just naked under it. He had on his breeches under that.
Let me get the water up. One question I hear, man, what y'all feel about paradise though? Like heaven, hell. That's a beautiful question.
That's a beautiful question. So get the book of Revelation 21 verse 1. So that's why we teach that women should wear a dress, because even this in society, right? Name me one princess or queen that wears pants. They don't. Dresses is always royal. you wear pants to your wedding? No. Your prom?
Some people might, but I really.
I never seen it. Even the most, not to be disrespectful, even the most ratchet woman would do it. You know what I mean? Like, because that is just something with it. So they should carry themselves as princesses every day. Always wear a dress. It's covered up, it's respectful for your man, all that kind of stuff. And then again, it's in the Bible. Like Paul said, you gotta wear modest apparel. Pants aren't really modest because it shows the whole shape. And they never were created for women. That's something new in the earth that the white man put in the earth. That's why they call bloomers. That's the last name of a white woman. That's what started like pants being prevalent amongst women. Bloomers. Yeah, bloomers. I forget her first name, her last name was Bloomer. That's where the name comes from. Yeah, look into that. You wanted to read that about the dresses too? You can read that.
It says, it's the definition for women's dresses in a definition for women's dress. It says among the Hebrew, neither sex was permitted by Mosaic law to wear the same form of clothing as it says as used, it's like clothing as was used by the other Deuteronomy 22 verse 5, what the brother just read. It says a few articles of female clothing carry somewhat the same name and basic pattern, yet there was always sufficient differences in embroidery and needlework so that in appearance the line of demarcation between men and women could be readily detected. The women wore long garments reaching along almost to the feet with a girdle of silk or wool, many times having all of the colors of the rainbow. So that's pretty much it.
Colors of rainbow, they had different color rainbows. So it was real colorful. They were wearing the long garment. Where the man would have on his garment, but he had the breeches on under. Whereas the women.
I want to read the full context.
Oh yeah, that was Leviticus the 16th chapter. It's going into the priests and what they will wear. Leviticus the 16th chapter, Deuteronomy 20:25.
My point I want to make to you, when the Lord come back, He likened His return to a marriage. You understand?
Right.
And He said, when a bride and a bridegroom. You understand? That's how He likened His. And we personified in the scriptures as a woman. And when you read Isaiah the 3rd chapter, Isaiah 54, might be 45, He personified as our husband. So when He come back to us, it's gonna be like He's gonna be joined back into us and be in the midst of us. And we're gonna spiritually be wearing our correct garment. You understand? So therefore, our garment will have to be a bride's clothing, like as in a wedding. And that's contextual proof and spiritualized, if you understand me.
Now, what do you feel about
Hold on, I want to.
Hold on, he asked about the paradise, but the elder wanted to say something.
It's healthy. It's healthy.
okay.
You have something in your foot.
Right.
With your pants, it's not able to breathe.
Exactly.
So, but you wear pants, it gives you hope. And that's why.
Right, so that in the Lord, everything the Lord tells us is always for our good. Like we can't eat pork because it's an unclean animal. You know what I mean? It's an unclean animal. It doesn't chew the cud. It doesn't go through which scientifically is bad. So everything the Lord tells us is for a reason. Even scientifically speaking, like you said, the cavity got to kind of be open with the women, you know, not to be too vulgar.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm all for it. Like me personally, I've worn pants over the years for other reasons, but pants, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? As far as me not having
It's just an article of clothing.
Right,
it's not the end of the world, honestly.
But once y'all answer that question, I'm gonna ask y'all a different question.
Okay, definitely remember the question.
We got something for pants too, something else too.
You do?
Yeah, Daniel 3
Daniel 3 and
21.
21. That word wholesome is going into their riches as well.
Daniel 3 and
21. Yep, it said they had their wholesome on. Then you look up wholesome. Let's dive a little bit into it.
And then when you go to the images of Hosen, it's H-O-S-E-N. This is what you have come up. Hosen.
It's just a type of pants. That might not be exactly what they was wearing, but it's pants nonetheless. So let's get about paradise. In Revelation 21 and 1.
Book of Revelation,
You get
chapter
Isaiah
21.
14. Or matter of fact, get Isaiah 6, 60 and like 20.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
Now, this new heaven and new earth it's actually spiritual. It's talking about a new rulership. That's what it's actually talking. Because the earth isn't going to explode and be new. It's talking about when the earth is cleansed by fire. You read it?
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
They were passed away. Keep reading.
And there was no more sea.
There was no more sea. That's talking about no more nations. Because earlier in Revelation, it said the whore sitteth upon many waters. That whore is Babylon sitting on all the other nations at the time. That's what the sea is talking about. Keep reading.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
New what?
New Jerusalem.
Right?
Coming down from God out of heaven.
So New Jerusalem, that represents the new kingdom. Because even in the kingdom of heaven, it's really going into the promised land that was given to Abraham. Which you read in Genesis, the 15th chapter. I believe it's the 15th chapter. That's from the great river Euphrates, all the way to the river Euphrates to the Nile. That whole area, that whole landmass. So that's where the kingdom will be stationed. It's actually here on earth. That's where the kingdom is going to be at. So yeah, you know what I want?
Yeah.
Read that up.
It's Isaiah 60 and verse 12.
Check this out. This is going into the kingdom of heaven. Earlier in this verse, he was talking about the gospel, freeing them that's out of prison and things like that, giving peace unto Zion. And now it's going into what's going to happen after he gets them out of their captivity and bring them to the kingdom. Check this out. Yeah, Isaiah 14. Read this out.
This is Isaiah 60 and verse 10 in a nutshell. And the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls.
It said the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls. The sons of the other nations are going to build up the walls. Keep reading.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
And their kings, the kings of the nations, of the strangers are going to minister to the Israelites.
For in my wrath I smote thee.
In the wrath, the Lord smote the Israelites. In his wrath, he smote them. He put us through the curse. Read.
But in my favor have I had mercy.
But in my favor I have mercy. So the strangers go build up the walls in the kingdom. The kingdom isn't going to magically appear. It's going to have to get built brick by brick. I got a question. Who built America? We did. So guess what? The roads go first. They go build.
That's right, brother.
That's just fair. All right, so bring this out. Isaiah, and this is one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. Isaiah 14.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
This is my favorite verse. Bring
For
it
the
up.
Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
The Lord will have mercy on Jacob. Like he just said in Isaiah 60. That's the gospel. Read.
And will yet choose
He's
Israel.
going to choose Israel at the end of the day. Although we getting smoked right now, the Lord will bring us back together. Bring us to Zion. Read.
And will set them in their own land.
Because right now, of course, like I was breaking down to the brother, we not in our own land. We got kicked out 70 AD.
Spread it all across the earth.
Now we all across the earth. 1948, the British Balfour put Amalek, he put the Jewish man in there. Can you read it?
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
The strangers, there we go with the strangers again. The strangers going to be joined with the Israelites. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They're going to cleave to the house of Jacob. Get Job, the 5th chapter. I believe like I want verse like 20. Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their own place.
Right, so they're going to take the nations and bring them to Jerusalem. Because the kingdom is on heaven. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
So they're going to possess them in the land of the Lord. If you possess something, that means you own it. So the Israelites essentially are going to own the nation. You read?
In their own land with servants and handmaids.
You're going to have the nation as servants and handmaids. You even read that when you read Joshua. Joshua had the Gibeonites working in the temple. It was stewards who would bring water to the temple. So it's just a hierarchy, but the roles will be reversed.
And shall take them captive, whose captives they were.
So we're going to have them possess them in the land for servants and handmaids and take them captives because we were their captives. Period.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they're going to rule over their oppressors. Yeah, I got another one. Job chapter 5. And get verse 22.
Not to cut y'all off. How long y'all out here though?
How long we'll be out here? To the spirit leaders, about 9:30 to the clock probably.
We got reservations real quick.
Y'all do?
I do want to come back and holler at y'all though.
Okay. So the kingdom of heaven, nonetheless, is just going to be a place on the earth that the heathens are going to build up.
How about the hill though? That's what I was kind of
hell?
Like hell, like Jesus talking about
Okay,
hell.
well, hell,
I get Luke 16 for this.
you can bring it out.
I got Revelation. It's a little deep breakdown, but Luke 16 is part of it.
Yeah, hell isn't necessarily, because when you read Genesis 1, right? Don't you read about the creation of the firmament in heaven? What about hell? Exactly. Hell isn't a place where you burn forever. That's not biblical. You ever heard of Greek mythology? Hades, he's the king of the underworld. That's Greek mythology. That's not biblical in the Bible. And that's because, how do y'all, like, what's y'all understanding of the end of the world? How does the Bible describe the end of the world? Like, what's going to actually happen?
Yeah,
But what's the main event? War, right? How do y'all think World War III is going to end? World War III is going to end with missiles, nukes,
ICBM.
bomb in America. It's right here. Check this out. World War III.
Now, where we get that from, Scripture?
Where we get that from? Scripture?
I want to look it up. Though. I want to look at it.
We got time.
I want to run.
That's the thing. It's kind of a deep. It's kind of like awesome. This is deep right now.
I got a script, couple scriptures.
Yeah, get.
You might have to get your number. What's your number?
Yeah, it's two. Yeah.
2 Peter 3.
Yeah, just send it to him. Because it's you know, because the Lord talking about like arrow. Matter of fact, let me just get one. Get second Esdras. What's that? 16. Second Esdras 16. I got just one quick. Because it's parabolic because you got to think this was written in the ancient world. They don't know what a nuke is, so they gonna describe it to the best of their ability. See what I'm saying?
He said,
Revelation 18.
he said,
He shot it to the
Luke, it's on a helicopter right here.
Revelation 13. Check this out. This ain't the Apocrypha, but it's other precepts like in Psalm, I believe the 9th chapter. You said the arrows of death. Those arrows are talking about nukes. That's what it's talking about. But we're gonna show you. Check this out.
In the book of Second
That's why,
Esdras.
and real quick, that's why the Lord said it's gonna be cleansed with fire. What fire? It's gonna be nukes dropping. That's the fire it's talking about. I'm gonna bring this up.
In the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 13.
Right?
For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
It's talking about the Lord. His right hand bendeth the bow. It's talking about the arrows, read.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss.
The arrows that the Lord are going to shoot isn't going to miss, read.
When they shall fly, when they begin to be shot in the ends of the world.
So hold on, how can I take an arrow and shoot it to another end of the world? It just can't happen. Even if you look at the nukes, when they come off those silos, it looks like an arrow. And that's how the forefathers visualize it. They say the Lord goes shoot these arrows to the end of the earth. Because it's going to be bombs coming, raining down on Babylon, America. Even when you read about Babylon, the Lord said it's going to get burnt. It's going to get burnt with his flesh and different things like that. The Lord described how he's not going to lift up hand or he's not going to lift up his hand or sword and stuff that's going to be burning away. It's literally talking about nukes. Even in Zechariah, where it said they flesh go melt where they stand and their eyes go melt where they hold. That's 12-14. Or that's Zechariah 14-12. So it's many precepts that you got to connect that puzzle. Say, you know what? That's what it's talking about. They just couldn't describe. They're not gonna literally say a nuke is gonna hit America. You know, it's parabolic.
So you can look into it. They got the mother of all bombs. They got Satan 1, Satan 2. They got other nations weren't supposed to get their hands on nukes, but they started getting their hands on them. That's literally, and that's the #1 debate when it comes to war. Hey, if it go down, we dropping nukes. Let's create a goddamn alliance about not dropping nukes.
Exactly. So even all these end of the world movies that's art imitating life. That's going to happen. That's the end of the world. That's the climax of World War III. And there's something you call chariots gonna come in the sky. That's another breakdown. Y'all know about the chariots?
Even when you watch Terminator.
It's a whole nother breakdown.
Terminator show you it.
Lord willing, we be out here every Friday and Saturday. God bless y'all. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
That was a mighty business. I love teaching.
That was a mighty build right there. So let's get that in Zechariah 14 and 12. Because I haven't heard that precept in so long. That's a classic. What's going on, big bro, with the cool glasses, Brody? Hey, talk to me real quick, Ken.
Real quick, bro.
Real quick. All right. All right. Have a nice day, bro. Bring it up.
This is the book of Zechariah, 14 and verse 12.
Right.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem.
The Lord said this is going to be the plague that's going to strike everybody that fought against Jerusalem. Right?
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
The Lord said their flesh going to consume away while they stand on their feet. Only a nuke can hit with that power. What's going on, sister?
See what happened to the Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
What's going on, sister? Can I get your opinion on something real quick, sister? Can I get your opinion on something real quick?
Sure.
Real quick. What's your religious background?
I'm Native American, black and white.
But what's your father's race?
He's black and Native American.
Black and Native American. Okay. I was asking what's your religious background?
Sorry, I did not hear you. Oh, I'm not really religious.
Not really religious. You grew up religious at all?
Yeah.
What did you grow up as?
I believe just Christian.
Just Christian?
Yeah.
So what made you stray away from Christianity?
I'm just not really into it.
Not really into it. What did you like about it? Why was you feeling it?
I really don't have an explanation for
Really,
that.
just never clicked with you?
No, it just never really clicked with me. My sister, she's pretty religious though.
Pretty religious. Okay. Well, we gonna read something in the Bible. You ever heard? How about you? What's your religious background?
I guess I can say
You said who?
just like white Caucasian, honestly.
Wait, no, you're religious.
Oh, religious?
Oh, God. You got a religion or you?
No, not really.
Not really. You believe in God? Not really, huh?
I don't really know, there's so many different types of religions,
Okay, I feel
what is
that.
there to believe, because there's people like thinking the white God or a black God, the Buddha, and then this and that. There's so many of them, so it's like, I believe in something, but like I don't know exactly what to believe in, It's kind of confusing.
Well, the thing about the Bible is, y'all ever heard of prophecy before? Y'all know what prophecy is?
Yeah.
That's when you foretell the future. So if I told you go hit the lottery, right? 5 years from now, you go buy a mansion in Rochester Hills, and it happens, you go come looking for me. Like, I need that one brother who told me that thing, so he can tell me some more. And then I tell you 5 other things that's gonna happen. It all happen. You gonna believe that 6th thing gonna come too, right? That's what the Bible is. The Bible is a book. And that's the thing. We're not religious. Notice everybody got a Bible in their hand, but we're not religious. How is that? Because we understand this Bible isn't a religious book. This is a history book. It's a history book written by different men over different centuries of time. But it's a puzzle that all connects. And it tells the future in the Bible. We were just telling a couple about World War III is in the Bible. That's actually biblical. So you can read different things in the Bible that came to pass. That's how we know this is a true book. Because the things you mentioned, like Buddha never spoke of prophecy thousands of years ago. Nor did Zeus. You said something about the white God. You don't see that in any other God but in the God of the Bible, the God of Israel. Now I gotta ask something. Jesus, right? He's the Son of God. That's what they say. Because he walked the earth. What does he look like? According to the Bible. Have y'all ever heard what Christ looked like in the Bible?
I hear many different things, but most people like to say that he's fair skin, like dark skin with like dark hair.
Dark skin with dark hair?
That's what my family likes to say.
That's what they like to say? But can we actually see what the Bible say? Because we can say whatever. I can say he was red with orange hair, but I can say that, but we go off of what the Bible actually says, if that makes sense. We don't, no emotions attached. We just read the text. Because the text is what's true. Because again, the prophecy's in it. So we're going to actually see a description of Christ. In Revelation chapter 1, verse 13.
It's the book of Revelation 1 and verse 13.
Start at 1 and 1 real quick.
Revelation 1 and 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Right, so this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Jump to verse 13.
It says, in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
The Son of Man, that's another title for Jesus. That's one of his titles. We read it.
Whoa, with that garment down to the foot.
He had a long garment on. And that's what they used to wear. They used to wear them long, like robe-like garments. You read it?
Girded about the paps with that golden girdle.
He had a solid gold belt on. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So he had white woolly hair, like the brothers. Like the brothers up here, if you grow our hair out, it's gonna be woolly like an apple. You read?
As white as snow.
Read.
His eyes was a flame of fire.
Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now your feet is the same color as your body. You don't got gray feet and then you see what I'm saying? So Christ's feet was brown. He had like brown feet because he see his sandals. So they didn't wear Nike and Jordan. So he had sandals on. He said, hey, Christ he got brown feet. You read it?
As if they burned in a furnace.
So he described Christ, a Jew, as a dark-skinned man with an apple. You ever heard that before? Yeah. Christ is a dark-skinned man. Right, he has an afro, white woolly afro, and a dark skinned man. So I got a question. Christ 2,000 years ago was considered a Jew. What about now? What would you consider a dark skinned man with an afro? What was his race? What would they call him? If I describe somebody as a dark skinned man with an afro, I'm saying, what race would that person be considered? If I'm a police officer, I'm etching the sketch, he got considered black, right? But 2,000 years ago, it'd be considered Jew. So from 2,000 years ago to now, did the Jews become white people with those curly hair? How did that happen? You see that? That's hidden history. Because guess what the Israelites and the Jew position is in the Bible? Let's show you. Get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I'm going to show you their actual position that God gave them in the Bible. Check this out, Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Check this out. Make sure y'all listen to this. This is what the Lord said about the Jews and Israelites, who are dark-skinned people. Check this out.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
He said you are holy people. Holy means separate. Can you read it?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
He said you are special people unto me. Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said the Israelites are a nation that's above everyone on the earth. I got a question for y'all. Who the best basketball player?
I don't follow basketball.
How about you? You watch sports?
Not really so much, but I used to.
When you used to, who's the best hoop? Who's the second best? Third best. Kobe. But they all got in common. Tall. What else? Rich, famous.
Basketball players.
Right. They were all so-called black people. How about the best musicians? Best artists, best rappers. Who the best artists?
Like Baby,
Little Baby.
Everybody.
Okay, what's your opinion?
I don't really have one that I would think is the best.
Name a couple of your best. Top three. They ain't got to be in order. Who's your favorite artist?
Lil Durk.
Lil Durk, Baby.
Juice WRLD.
Yeah. What they all got in common?
Famous rappers.
What about their race? Black.
What about Michael Jackson?
You're one of the best artists of all time. So what we conveying is God said he has a chosen people, but when you actually look around in observable reality, when you actually look, something about the blacks and Hispanics always seem to be dominant at things because we always the best at sports. We invented everything. We invented rock and roll. We invented blues. We invented hip hop.
Yeah, and then everyone tries to hide it. So it's like
exactly.
White people, yeah, I know.
Even Jimi Hendrix. You know, Jimi Hendrix used to play the guitar on his back.
Yeah.
Our people were extremely talented, and we did a lot of the inventions that you see in the world. So it's not a coincidence that God said that about his people. They're the chosen people for a reason. They're not only just special to him, but he put something in their spirit to make them special. That's what the Lord did. So it would behoove us to say, well, hold on. Who are these people today? We know they dark skinned, but what about different things? Like you say your father's native, right? You're Mexican. So are you familiar with the history of the natives?
Not really.
Not too familiar with it?
No, I grew up with my mom and she's white, so she didn't really teach me much.
Okay, so what happened? Let's rewind back to the 1200s. How would this land look? Native Americans. Fast forward to now, how it look? Cities, there's cars, there's a bunch of nations around. What happened to the natives that was here? They got pushed away? How?
They were kidnapped, raped,
robbed, murdered, destroyed.
a lot of stuff happened.
A lot of stuff happened. That's what happened. The conquistadors came over here, raped, robbed, and murdered, and destroyed the natives. That's the Bible. That's in the Bible. The Lord said that what happened to the Israelites, the people on this sign. If you look at the people on this sign, we all got one thing in common. we all was raped, robbed, and murdered by one nation of people. Because guess what? The French was over here. The Spanish was over here. England was over here. That's how you got the Haitians speaking Creole. That's how you got the Native Americans and the Hispanics speaking Spanish. That's why the so-called blacks speak English. Because we was conquered by those European nations that came over here. Now check this out, Deuteronomy 28:49. Check this out. Out of this Bible. I believe I got this. Dang, I got this book. Oh yeah, this is a good book right here, Black Indians. I'm not gonna read that one. I ain't got that. I ain't got the other book. Bring that up. It's a book called Lost. Matter of fact, look up Louis de Torres. Let's look him up. Louis de Torres. Bring this up.
Look at Deuteronomy 28, verse 49.
Check this out.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Now hold on. Didn't the Europeans come from far? The Europeans came from far. Read.
From the end of the earth.
They came from the other end of the earth. The Spaniards. Read.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as the eagle flight. Now, do y'all know what sign that the Spanish was bearing on their flag? You can pull it up. Let's look up a Spanish flag from back then. Because the Lord said they come as swift as the eagle fly. I just want to look up the conquistador's flag from back in the day. When you check it out, you look at the Spanish flag, it's different versions of an eagle. How about the American flag? How about not the flag, but how about the American symbol? What's the American animal symbol? It's a bald eagle. Same with Rome. Same with Greece. When you look at them all, they all comes back to being an eagle. So the Lord said this nation is going to come swift as the eagle flying from the end of the earth against the Israelites. Check this out, read.
Continues on. And it's like a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because we didn't understand English or Spanish. We didn't understand that. When you actually look deeper into the history, the natives was actually speaking different dialects of Hebrew. It's something called the Decalogue Stone, where it's actually the Hebrew Ten Commandments written in Hebrew. It's the Ten Commandments written in Hebrew. They found it in New Mexico. What was that doing over there? Because those people actually was speaking Hebrew because they came from the Middle East. Your people, your forefathers. Right, bring it up.
Going. A nation of fierce countenance.
They had a fierce countenance. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care about the old man.
Nor shew favor to the young.
They didn't care about the young man. That Pocahontas. You know, she was really like 11 or something. She really was raped. So they didn't care about the old or the young. You know, they used to actually feed our people to dogs. Your people, the natives. So they had a fierce countenance. That eagle. The Lord is talking about that. Here's another proof. When you look at Louis de Torres, let's try to spell it. D-E-T-O-R-E-S. Louis, they put something else. Y'all, you gotta see this. Louis de Torres. Like others that I I gotta find this guy. You know, I spread that name, Louis de Torres. Because this is basically a translator. To find this. Here it is. There it is. I found it. Go ahead, bring that up. Check this out.
This is Louis de Torres.
This is Louis de Torres. Check this out.
It says Louis de Torres died in 1493.
Check it out.
Was Christopher Columbus interpreter.
He was Christopher Columbus interpreter.
On his first voyage to America.
On his first voyage to America.
D. Torres was a converter, a Jewish person who was forced to convert to Christianity.
Right, so he was a Jew that was forced to convert into Christianity. You had that going to Spanish Inquisition. Now we established the Jews are dark-skinned people, the Israelites. So as the Spanish was coming back in power, when they kicked the Moors out in the 1400s, they started persecuting the Jews and forcing them into Christianity. That's the actual history. Can you read?
I'm sorry, we gotta kind of cut this short. We do have somewhere we have to go.
All right, so Louis de Torres, just so you know when we bring it out, basically the Native Americans and the blacks and Hispanics, they're all Israelites in the Bible. That's what we're showing. This is our history and our heritage. And you would be an Israelite, like what's your grandfather on your father's side? You said black and Mexican, right?
No, he was actually 100% Native American.
Okay. All right, so your father, Native American, so you would be an Israelite. That'd be your biblical nationality. You would be an Israelite from the tribe of Gad. And don't forget it, sister. You'll be an Israelite. Look into it. All praise. Oh, no, you got the flyer? You got the flyer? Somebody got a flyer for it? That brother right there. I got it. Oh, you got one? All right.
Thank you.
All right, sorry. All praise to the Most High.
Have a good one.
All right. Teaching one Israelite at a time. What's going on, brother? What's your name? What's your name, brother? Sean. What's going on with you, Sean? How you feeling, man? You good? I see you checking the signs and stuff out. What's coming to mind? You up on all this? All right. So you know what we teaching there, huh? All right. What we bringing out, bro? What connect with what we bringing out?
Telling the truth. That's the best I could say.
Telling the truth. Everything. Telling the truth. How long you been up here?
Walking by. I saw your brothers out here.
So have you seen us before?
Not quite you guys, but some guys similar.
Okay. So what stuck with you about what they was bringing out?
Oh, I mean, like I say, just speaking of the truth, man. But then a lot of people don't want to hear it, or either they don't want to realize it or face it, bro. They'll hear it, but they don't want to really face it. That's true. It's plain and simple, though.
It is plain and simple.
It takes one of us to make one of us. Without one of us, we can't be made. So how can we not be the first, bro?
That's right.
So I mean, it's simple, man. Why is it that I agree with all that except for both.
Okay. Right. Unclean on what? The cow?
All that, yeah. Everything probably except for the fish, but the fish too. Yeah.
Real quick, do you believe in the Bible?
Well, believe in the Bible.
Because you say what we're teaching is the truth. Well, we actually read directly off the Bible.
That's been terrible.
Are you familiar with the King James version?
But I am familiar with the Bible, yes sir?
Well, are you familiar with the King James?
Yes sir.
Okay, so do you know how it came about?
What do you mean, the Bible?
Like the King James version, yeah.
No, that I don't know.
Okay, so the King James version, it was just an authorized version of the Bible to be transliterated from the original scroll.
Oh yeah. So it can be understood, yeah, because we can't read.
You can't read the Hebrew and
exactly.
Greek.
Yeah, okay, that's what you're asking.
And it was like 47 of the top
because
scholars.
the original Bible's probably as big as this.
That's not necessarily true, but what I was gonna say is the Bible, pretty much, it's a collection of books written throughout different points in history, different languages, Hebrew, a little bit of Aramaic and Greek. So King James had it authorized to pretty much, because there was already other versions, but to have a final transliteration. And it was 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. The Bible is known as the best translated work of all time. So when you say man tampered with it, I would have to disagree, because the King James version is the Bible version we're dealing with. And we can actually go back to the Geneva. We can go back to these older versions, read it, and it says the same thing. It's just translations. That's all it is. It says the same thing, but it's translated. Like if you got a movie, right? And you in Dutch, you watching a Marvel movie, but you speak Dutch. The subtitles go read in the Dutch language, even though they're talking in English, so you can understand it. So that's what the Bible is. It's just a translation. That's all it is. So when people say it's tampered with, if I'm being honest, that's a misconception. That's something we just say in our community, but notice I asked you what year. When did it happen? We don't know.
Well, just because I don't know the actual year or when that happened.
Right, but that's the point.
That's not the reason why.
I know that. I'm saying, but that's the point. Our people don't know. Do you know what the Septuagint is? Do you know what the Latin Vulgate is?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I do know.
Real quick though, King, because I'm not.
No, I don't know none of that because I don't see where that really concerns for me to even know.
I'm just saying, I'm just making a point. I'm not doing that. Real quick, I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm not trying to belittle you. I just want to make sure you're not offended by what I'm saying. And I want to make sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure you follow.
This is beautiful.
So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you don't know that history, so you can't speak on it.
I can speak on this.
But that history is this. So if you don't know what the Septuagint is, you won't know what this is.
But
the Septuagint, just so you know, is when 70 Hebrew scholars linked up with Ptolemy II, and that was the first collection of the Old Testament. You can go back and read it, and it's the same word. And that was in 300 BC.
Say that again.
The Septuagint is Ptolemy. It's a man named Ptolemy.
Okay.
He was the king. He was the pharaoh in Egypt. That's when the Greeks came and conquered Egypt. Ptolemy. He actually conquered Egypt, and he had.
Saying that
real quick.
His book is the same as this one.
No, I'm about to explain. I'm about to explain. So the Septuagint is the first Old Testament, all the Bible and the Old Testament put together in Greek.
Okay.
And you can read the Septuagint, and it says the same thing.
Okay.
It's just a translation, and that's from 300 BC. Then you got the Latin Vulgate in the 500s. Then you got different versions of the English Bible leading up to the King James version. But it all says the same thing.
But it's all been rewritten as well.
Not rewritten, translated. That's what I'm explaining to you. Rewriting is, it says this, but now I'm going to make it say this. Translating is, it says this in Hebrew, so I'm going to make it put it in English.
You can read Hebrew and
No, we actually know how to speak and write in Hebrew. That's what I'm saying. I just said the Lord's name in Hebrew. Shema, Yahweh, Al-Hayanahu, Yahweh, Akud.
Okay.
So we know how to speak and write in Hebrew.
See, yeah, so I don't. And see,
Exactly. So we can go to the original text and see what it actually says.
Well, let me ask you.
It's just a translation, Ken.
I got you on that. I feel you on that.
So I just wanted to just hone
but
that point.
That's not why I base my theory on why it's been tampered with.
Okay.
But I'm with you on that, and I agree. Yeah, it's been tricky because I can't read. Obviously, I can read that. It's English. I can't read
like the old
Israel or Greek or you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But in the Bible, though,
okay,
those books, Peter, in the Old New Testament,
right,
Peter, John, Matthew, those books. Like, did those guys write those books?
Yes. That's why it's named after them.
But I thought they were illiterate.
No, that's not true. Luke was a physician. Luke was a physician. And Matthew was a tax man. Who told you that?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's false history, King.
Okay.
That's why I'm explaining to you because again, Luke was a physician in Rome. That's a high status. Just like Matthew, he was a tax collector. So these are high positions. They actually could read and write. Our people, like that's not. Our people just wasn't foolish in that aspect. They could actually read and write. Like even Moses. Moses wrote the first 5 books. He was well trained in the knowledge of the Egyptians, so he could read and write. So our forefathers, we had scribes and things like that. We actually had offices set up. Even our kings had to rewrite and translate the law.
I mean, I believe that.
So
yeah,
our forefathers always was right.
I mean, yeah, because honestly, who built the pyramids and things like that? They had the technology. I'm not disputing that. But just like we have the technology now, we have a lot of literacy.
Right, but we got people that, but our top writers,
even then, they had the technology and all that then, and they had the literacy then.
But the people that wrote this was, the people that was illiterate didn't write these words, is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm explaining. Of course you had people that was illiterate, but you had scribes,
we wasn't there, so we only could go by off of what we, you know what I'm saying?
We could go off history and the fact that they wrote it. You can actually see that they wrote it because these are the translations of it. So they clearly could write because they wrote it. History tells you that, and I just explained the Septuagint. You got the Leningrad Codex. That's the actual, that's the actual original Hebrew text. So
I don't know nothing about Hebrew, bro.
Exactly. That's why I'm explaining.
I know that it exists.
That's why I'm explaining.
They have their version.
That's what I'm saying. So when our people say tamper with, they don't know the history, so they can't speak on it. And that's not to down nobody.
I know the history, man.
I'm talking about the history. I'm talking about the history
of the Creator.
I'm talking about the history of the Bible being written over time. Because you can't say something's tampered with if you can't say, well, it was 1340 and it was this guy.
You missing what okay, let me
right, you gotta make it make sense for you.
Okay, let me try to break down what I mean by tamper. Because there have been so many versions. Now,
we broke that down already.
Okay, we broke that down, but I'm not disputing.
What about the King James?
I'm not disputing. What about the Quran?
The Quran, that's another book, that's a false book.
See what I'm saying? How can you say that's a false book when it actually speaks similar things of the Bible?
Because what does Quran mean, the word?
Oh, see, bro,
I'm asking. If you don't know, it's
I'm
cool.
not Muslim, bro.
Well, Quran, it means
So I know
Quran.
it don't do me no good to know.
Well, you look it up.
It make no money, you know, it don't do me no good to know.
We gonna
I know
show you,
this
King.
right here.
I feel
This
we
is
gonna
my
show you.
Lord and
that.
Savior right here.
I feel that. I feel you,
You know
King.
what I'm
I feel you,
saying?
King.
So-
I want to show you about the Quran, though, real quick.
I'm just saying, though, I read it before.
we gonna
It has the same
I'm gonna explain why I say that for you.
But this is why I come with the tamper. That's why I say tamper with it. I'm not disputing none of this. This is what I live by. Bro.
I feel we gonna show you
Bible,
something.
basic instructions before leaving earth. This
That's
is
right.
what I live by.
So
bro.
it's tamper
I'm not
with why you
tripping
live by
with
it.
I'm not saying it in that aspect. I'm saying though that I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but the history tells us. You should look into it, bro.
Well, I don't know the history of Hebrew and all that.
But that's
I know
why I'm
this,
explaining
though,
to you.
right
You
here.
can look up everything I'm saying. Just go on, look it up. Septuagint, Leningrad Codex, Masoretic text. Look into this stuff.
I could dig
For
it.
real
If I
quick.
got the time, I will do that. Because ain't no wrong with that. You can always educate yourself. A little bit more education.
It's gonna pop right up. I'm gonna show you what Quran actually means.
You're about to make a lot of Muslim folks mad, man.
Here it is. This is the Quran right here. It says the word Quran, which occurs already within the Islamic text itself, is derived from the verb Qur'an, to read, to recite. So the Quran means to recite. And what you just say, you got a lot of the stuff.
I was just using that book as an
No,
example.
I know. I'm about to make a point. You just said a lot of the stuff in the Quran is what the Bible says. Because guess what it's
It has
doing?
similarities.
Because guess what it's doing? It's reciting the Bible. You see what I'm saying? It's a copy of the Bible. Let me show you some history real quick.
But no, because they don't go by this, bro.
I
There
know.
might be a copy of the Bible, but they don't go by this, bro.
I know. I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm saying, well, I'm gonna just bring out the history.
Jehovah Witness.
They read the same Bible. So check this out.
They don't believe he walked the earth, though.
That's because they claim they read from the Bible, but they don't necessarily believe in the Bible.
Okay, so what?
I'm gonna show you something.
I'm not Jehovah Witness. I ain't about to speak on that either.
Yeah, it's a false religion. That's why. But check this out. I want to show you something about Muhammad. Check this out. Bring this out. First,
I don't follow Muhammad, though.
no, I know, but I'm just making a point about the Quran. Because what I'm explaining to you is, just so you be on the same page, the Quran is false because it's just a copy of the Bible.
But this is why I say it's been tampered with.
No, the
Because
Bible hasn't been. Somebody.
I didn't say the Bible, bro. I'm just saying.
You said the
like,
Bible was tampered with.
Okay, but I mean it in the aspect of the word, bro. It's so many versions and readings of the word, but
real
yet
quick,
they're
the
not
Quran-
necessarily meaning the same thing.
Real quick, you talking about religions. The text itself is the same. Like you just said, the Jehovah Witness. Or I give you one. He's like Baptist or Jehovah Witness.
Right.
They read
Non-denomination.
real quick.
Read the
They
same
read
book.
the same Bible. Right. But they're
believe
lying on the Bible. The Bible isn't tampered with. Man is tampered with. You see what I'm saying? It's not the Bible. People have zero
Who
understanding.
wrote the
of
Bible then?
Luke,
Man didn't
John,
write the Bible.
Isaiah.
Man didn't write the
Of course,
Bible.
man wrote the Bible.
Okay, so man lied.
Real quick. But God told man to write the Bible. Man didn't decide to write the Bible on his own. How do we know? Because the prophecies in the Bible. Everything in the Bible doesn't fit what man wants in his life. If man wrote the Bible, why everybody hate the words of the Bible? That's right. Nobody followed the Bible because the words of the Bible cut their spirit. They can't do anything they want. Man wants to do what he wants. The Bible says you can't do it. You gotta listen to me. That's not how man operates. The Bible is written from God himself. It's prophecies in the Bible. You say you heard what we brought out. Did you hear about slavery on ships in the Bible? Did you hear that before?
Slave ships in the Bible.
Slave ships in the Bible. Let's get it. Deuteronomy 28:68. Let's show you. Let's show the brothers. Deuteronomy 28:68. Get Revelation 11 and 8. I want to show the
Where
mighty
is this
king.
helping me out?
To show this is a prophecy. So the Bible isn't written by man because I can't tell.
Oh, so it said it's going to be slaves before it happens.
Before it happened. Right. This is Moses talking about it. Thousands of years before it
They were
happened.
slaves into this day. Moses
No, he
day.
just
They was
freed
in captivity
He freed
back
them.
then.
Yeah, he freed them out of Egypt. Let my people go. You familiar with that? Yeah, he let them out of slavery. But check out what he said after he got them out of slavery as a punishment that would happen to the Israelites. Check this out.
The book of Revelation. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it out!
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
He
again.
said, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt. That word Egypt is a Hebrew word, Matazar. It literally means double strength, like you're in between a rock and a hard place, you're in a bad condition. That's what Egypt means.
But
We
how
go,
is it saying slavery before it happened when slavery was happening?
No, because this is a prophecy. Start at verse 15. Let's show. Let's get the full context. My bad for not, we just kind of jumped in there. We go start from the context so you see where we at. Verse 15.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Read that again.
But it shall come to pass.
Read it one more time.
But it shall come to pass.
You know what that means? But it shall come to pass. Yeah, it's going to happen in the future. So when the Lord said it shall come to pass, he's speaking of a future event, prophecy. You read it?
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
you don't listen to God. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments.
And his statutes which I command thee this day.
Which I command thee this day. That what?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So the Lord is telling through his prophet Moses, telling the Israelites before they went to the promised land, if they break the commandments in the future, their future, as a nation, they're going to get cursed as a nation. In the future, this is a future prophecy. Now jump down to verse 46. Check this out. We're going to read about these curses. So what we read is a curse after they was freed.
Verse 46.
Right?
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
These curses are a sign. If you're looking for McDonald's, what do you look for? The M sign, right? That's how you identify McDonald's. So these curses are a sign to identify God's chosen people. You get the correlation. Does that make sense? So these curses are a sign, read.
For a sign and for a wonder.
A wonder meaning a miraculous miracle, because the prophecy is so accurate, we can read it right now and say, dang, these curses fit a particular group of people. Read.
Because thou...
Oh, you gotta keep reading that. Sign and a wonder.
Sign and a wonder. My bad. For a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are not only upon the Israelites he was talking to, but it's upon his seed line as a sign. So we can read.
But these curses could be like, he's not specifying the curse. It could be numerous.
No, that's what I'm saying. He specifically stated the curses. We read in one. In verse 68, this is one of the curses. That was just to catch you up on where we at. And read verse 16, this one curse. Then we go jump back to the slave ships and prove that to you. But we go just show you this one curse. Check this out.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
The Lord said the Israelites will be cursed in the cities. That's why even when you look anywhere in America, Baltimore, Chicago, Compton, Detroit, Los Angeles, South Central, but Miami, every city, our people are in the ghettos. It's not a plethora of nations. It's predominantly blacks and Hispanics, because we're the people that is talking to. We're the people that was in the wilderness. The Lord said this will happen to. And surely it's happened. Moses didn't just wake up and say, I'm gonna write this. This is the Lord speaking. That's why it's so divine. And it hit our spirit right now. Like, hey, curse in the city. That's a wonder. That's a sign. You read it?
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
You're gonna be cursed in the city and the field. Remember we was picking cotton in the field? We was picking strawberries and different things. That's a curse upon God's chosen people. Even verse 54, check this out.
Verse 54 in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Bring it out! So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So the Israelites will have an evil eye towards one another. So they be cursing the field, cursing the city, and now they got an evil eye towards their own people. Now who that sound like? An evil eye towards their own people.
Sound like every race. Now, who sounds like who has it the most or the worst might be us.
When we say the
but
most,
that's every race.
real quick, when we talking about these curses, it's upon a nation. So it has to be predominant. And when you listen to East Indian music or Arab music and black music, it's a big difference. We talk about killing each other, adultery. We talk about selling drugs to one another, robbing each other. They don't talk about that in their music because that's not, real quick, because that's not in their communities.
I don't know. I don't listen to their music.
Well, we have.
But I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, predominantly, that's not even in their
communities.
But
but you're speaking of one area when it comes to that, and I don't want to jump to that.
No,
because I listen to gospel.
I understand. But what I'm saying, I'm proving the point to say predominantly our people fit that curse. The white man can't have beef with the whole country, and they leaders can sit down. Try to get the Bloods and Crips leader to sit down. Woo! A GD and BD leader to sit down and say, well, this gonna be the rules of engagement, then they shake hands and they sign a paper. Would that ever happen? No, because they don't fit that curse. That's a curse on our people. So we can say, well, no. Really, like, that's this observable reality. Brother bump into you, he gonna want to kill you. White man bump another white man, they gonna say, I'm sorry, sir. We know it can be broken, but this the point is going over your head. We bring these curses out to prove to you the Bible is divine and true, because this is happening. You see what I'm saying? Real quick, isn't this happening right now? The Lord said it would happen.
All history do is repeat itself.
Exactly. And the Lord, real quick, and the Lord said the curse is gonna be upon your seed forever. So these curses are repeating themselves. We've been enslaved.
That's all history do.
But that's you talking about our history, being in the Bible.
Our history.
Thousands of years.
That's all it repeats itself. Sodom and Gomorrah,
exactly. So this Bible is divine. We're gonna keep reading this curse.
Reading on, verse 54 in the book of Deuteronomy 28. And his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom.
We got an evil eye towards our women too. We call them thieves, hoes, we pour them out, we dog them out. That's predominantly our people. We got the highest percentage of domestic violence in our community. That's a statistic. Keep reading.
And toward the remnant of his children.
Not only do he hate his own brothers, hate his women, curse in the city, he was picking cotton, but what else?
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
And we known for that. Papa was a rolling stone. My daddy ain't this.
I mean, I agree with all that, man, but
do you get why we read it?
It's like, you know, the evil that man do is going to happen.
Right,
it's part of humanity.
No, it's going over your head. You keep saying humanity. Who fit that curse predominantly as a nation? Who is that really affecting? Single parent household. Papa was a rolling stone. Daddy ain't ish. Baby mama drama. Who really is going through that?
I grew up with that. That's us.
Exactly. So that's the point. We're showing you that. And the Lord said this would be a sign on his chosen people, the Israelites. That's what we teach you, that our people fit these curses because we are God's chosen people. You mentioned stuff about breaking the curses. The curses,
because I kind of
why the curses
differ to, I mean, this has been going on, but yet it's like
to who though?
To us, but
okay, so these are the
what
curses.
I'm getting at is
thousands of years.
This is going on right now, right? All this stuff you said, even in slave, but it's more so in the mind. It's more so in the physical.
I get that, but hear me out. Just hear me out. Just make sure we're on the same page. Before we ever was a nation, before we ever dealt with slavery, before we ever had our own land in Jerusalem, God said this will happen. Thousands of years passed and it happened.
I did that.
Real quick. So that's proof a mortal man didn't write this. That's where this all started. That's why we're reading it. So do you follow me? Can a mortal man, real quick, can a mortal man write this from thousands of years ago?
You can rewrite.
No, this wasn't rewritten.
You can rewrite.
That's the point. This wasn't rewritten.
This is my point.
Real quick, the Septuagint was written in 300 BC.
Until I'm able to read the original,
but we can though. We're breaking it down to you.
Yeah, you can. I can't
saying
believe
is,
everything I was
I'm
told.
saying is these words have been in the Bible since the beginning. God said this will
But
happen.
you found out for yourself, right?
Of course.
This is why.
But I found out.
I will have to find out for myself.
I
can believe. I hear everything you say.
I know, but you got to be humble too, though.
I'm very humble.
So if you humble, then you would say, well, you know what? That's mighty. I'm gonna have to look into that and understand what we're saying.
Basically.
But based on what we're saying, doesn't make sense though. That these curses fit us. Okay. So get verse 68. Verse 68. I want to show you the slave ship. I just wanted to give you more examples of curses. And this is another curse. You already got hating your women, hating your children, leaving your kids, cursing the city. Check this one out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now this isn't actual Egypt. Bring that out. Revelation 11.
You call it a curse. I call it the evil that men do.
It's the book of Revelation 11
This
verse.
is a curse upon one group of people. This actually happened to our people predominantly. You can admit that, right? Black on black crime, leaving your like what does statistics say about single parent households?
You got black on black crime, you got black on black love. Now one might weigh a little more than the other in areas.
I'm not even
but
saying
then again,
that's not even what I'm saying. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm talking about out of all the nations, Arabs, East Indians, whites. Our people
I'm not
deal with
with
it the
them
most.
like that to really give that kind of answer.
That's why
with us.
That's why we have statistics. You guys should look and see this in observable reality. We out here with the people. We always
been lied to.
How many?
We've constantly been lied to.
How many
the statistics are a lie?
Real quick, how many East Indian families have we seen without the father? How many have we seen? We out here every week. Every family we see, they got their granddad, great granddad, and their whole family. But how many single mothers do we see? Two baby mamas, she got a stomach and she walking by herself. We see that all the time, brother. That's what I'm saying. And you know it's true because you in our communities. You're not in their communities.
But it's a general statement. It's just true.
It is general.
But it's a general statement.
Is,
This like
it's
I said,
being our generality is true. Yeah, they are.
Can be.
So generally speaking, blacks are more likely to have single parent households. Statistically speaking.
I didn't come from one. I didn't.
Who grew up with their father in their house? Raise their hand. Who else raised?
I'm 49 years old.
Brother, I'm asking everybody on the line who grew up with their father in their household. Statistically speaking, right here, is it most or?
I dig that.
Okay.
I understand
so I think
that,
it's still
man,
going over your head.
That's not a curse to me.
Brother, how is it not a curse to not grow up with your father?
It's just the evil that men do.
No, that's a curse.
Because that's the goes for all races.
No,
that's
it
not
doesn't.
just the blacks, dog.
Bro, 80% of our households come from single parents.
I don't know that statistic.
Precept,
For me
I got
to
a
comment
precept.
on it. I do want to hear what this brother about to
Isaiah
tell.
42 and verse 22. This is a people robbed and spoiled.
The Lord said the Israelites are robbed.
I had a point to this. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for prey and none delivered, for a spoil and none shall restore. My question to you is the statistics of who are locked in prison as a black man, more than half of us are locked in prison as a black man. And growing up, right, more than half of them men have kids. You understand? By that half of prison, the prison judicial legislation system, it proves to you that half of us are locked up, proving that majority of the other nations are over exceeding us by far, just by the men who are in prison. Not alone the men who died from their children, not alone the man who actually say, I don't want to take care of these children, or I can't afford to take care of these children. So our numbers of fatherless homes out of every other nation, our numbers by default, America is the home to 70% of the prisoners of the world, you understand? Filled with who?
With us.
Men who have children, who didn't grow up with their...
So I think you still...
The point that I'm making is,
But the reason for that is not necessarily because of a curse.
My brother, but it was written before it happened.
My mama husband got out of
real
prison.
quick, you missing the divinity of it. God said this will happen before it happened. So it is a curse because it's happening. It's not the evil men do. God make man do what he want man to do. God made man leave his children. God made man hate his brother to fulfill the curse. Because he said it would happen. You see what I'm saying? God said we would go to prison. So he made it happen. God controls us. It's not evil men do. It's the evil God put in us.
But after accepting the covenant that his son gave, we have been forgiven for that. Those that accepted that. Yes.
Well, hold on,
So we don't live by that
Are we
right
still
there.
under the curses?
We don't live by that
Real
right
quick, are we
there,
still under the
brother.
curses?
That's because of the world, of the evil that men do.
No, God.
Because we do not live by the
Bring
New
it up.
Testament, bro.
Bring it up.
Excuse me, they call it crafty counsel against God's chosen people. See, what they're trying to tell you is we're God's chosen people. And
I know
the
that.
other
I agree with
nations,
that.
all the other nations came together and colluded against us. That's
Okay.
why we're in the
I'm not sure we
situation
did
we're
right.
in.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Well, okay, I'm 68 years old. They broke up our homes. They didn't break up the other nations' homes. They broke up the blacks and the Hispanic and the Latinos' homes. Not the white people's homes. Our homes. They separated, made men leave their families so they could be taken care of.
It happened.
Okay, that's why it's called a curse.
Okay.
And it was crafty counsel.
Right.
They came and colluded against us. It's in the Bible, crafty counsel. They can bring it up. I'm not a teacher.
That's pretty much what we're telling you because I think that's...
So we haven't been forgiven then? We haven't.
No, because
haven't.
we still under the curses. So we haven't been.
So what's the covenant? What's the reason for the covenant of accepting Christ Jesus as the Lord and Savior?
That's not necessarily covenant you're speaking of. You're talking about us. This is what happened. The Lord cast off Israel from being a nation, the northern kingdom. So Christ died to re-adopt them back to as a family of Israel. That's all that was. But Christ is coming back a second time to actually physically redeem us out of slavery. So Christ is gonna come back to save the Israelites, our people, out of our captivity. How can we be? Get Luke 1:68. How can we be saved? Don't you pay taxes? Don't you gotta work for the white man? Or don't you gotta follow his laws or you gonna go to jail? How's that freedom? How's that being saved? They had us in slavery. How we gotta follow their rules? You had me in slavery, you beat me down. Real quick, you beat me down, you had me in slavery, now I gotta work. Get fake money that don't mean nothing and give it back to you for food. That's slavery.
Everyone has to go through that. Every living being has to go through that.
That's not true.
So that's not necessarily.
That's not true. Because real quick, in the ancient world, we didn't have to live by their rules.
There
we had
will
our
be
own
law
land.
and order.
When?
The Lord said that there will be law
Under
and
who?
order.
Under who rulership?
Okay, but
We gonna
that
bring
goes
this
with,
out. We gonna bring this out. Luke 1:68.
you saying, well, so you tell me that there's not supposed to be any law and order.
I
You
never
tell me
said
God
that.
is not law and order.
That's not what I'm saying. I said
so
under
this
who?
is why there's rules
I
and
said under
regulations.
who?
This is why we have to pay
I
taxes.
said under.
This is why
No. We have to pay taxes because that's the white man rule.
Yeah, that's the white man's rule, I agree.
So when
But
God
it's still
comes back-
part of a law and order, though.
But that's their law and order. Satan runs the world.
Still, yeah, he does.
And who runs the world?
But he has no power. Satan
Who runs the world though?
Without
nation?
without
What
us,
race?
we can't. Satan can.
What race?
No one can do Satan's work. Without us, the Satan's work cannot be done. So I kind of disagree when you say Satan rules the world.
Well, the
In
Bible
aspect.
said it.
In what aspect do you mean, though?
Well,
Because he has no power.
Job 9:24.
My opinion, he has no power.
I'm gonna show you. The spiritual demon Satan rules the earth. Check
Okay,
this
well,
out.
the demons and spirits are true, but
I'm about to show you
without
that.
us doing his
Job,
work,
chapter 9.
what power does he
The
have?
Bible
verse
coming out real quick.
24.
It's saying in what aspect? I'll show you.
The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked.
The Lord said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Read.
He covered the faces of the judge thereof.
Right, what do you say?
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Read it again.
He covered the faces of the judge thereof.
Real quick, King. He said he covered it because Christ is a black man, but they painted him to be a white man. So the same person that's the ruler of the earth painted the picture of the judges as themselves.
So let me
That'd be
ask
the
you
wicked
this.
and the devil.
Let me
Satan.
ask you this,
So-called white.
because I really don't know. This is why I'm asking.
No, I know. We breaking it
So,
down to you.
so the beautiful earth,
Yeah.
the world that the Lord made.
Right.
You mean to tell me that He didn't lost control of it? He gave it to Satan.
We never said that. The Lord runs Satan. The Lord is in control of the wicked and the
Well,
righteous.
this is what I mean, though. This is why I say that He has no power. That I disagree.
We
that He is
understand
the leader
that.
of this earth.
We-
I believe the Lord
So
is
do you-
still in
do you
control.
believe- do you believe-
I believe the
we-
Lord
he
is. Well, that's who I
But what
believe
is the Lord's
leader of this
will,
earth.
though?
See, I'm not concerned with Satan really.
No, I
taking
said, what's the
true control.
Lord's will?
Oh, what's His will?
Yeah. It's for the wicked to rule the earth until the sun come back. That's why the Lord said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked.
Right.
That's why the
Okay.
white man is in rulership, because he's the wicked. So when you talk about taxes being law and order, that's Satan's law and order.
Yeah, that's the white
Because
man.
in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna rule. You're not
That's all
gonna
the
have
white
to, because
man.
that's the thing. We can't think past paying taxes, working for the white man, bending over, getting your ass
I
kicked
agree.
in.
I agree.
We gotta understand when we're in rulership, brother. You gonna have 100 wives, brother.
Oh,
You
but
gonna
that-
have hella land.
but-
The heathen gonna be feeding you
Before
grapes,
it was all
watching
said
you,
and
brother.
done,
You
that's how
can't
we was
see
living.
that.
That's how we was living. We was living
No, I'm saying we're gonna be
crazy.
living like that in the kingdom of heaven. That's what's coming again. But we can't see past it. Because you so used to being a slave in America. How old is your brother?
I'm 49, bro.
40. Now you so used to white man, pay taxes, red light, I gotta listen to the white man.
That's not the right.
That's not the right way. So you saying this stuff, but you can't see bigger. The Lord got something great for
Do
you.
you
in
follow
store.
the rules? Do you follow the law?
The
Do
law?
you break the law?
We follow the law to the best of our ability.
Do you follow the law of the USA Constitution?
Of course.
Okay, then enough said. So why you want me to follow?
No, I'm not on you for
Yes, you
following.
are. You telling
No.
me? Yes, you are.
No,
yes,
I'm
you
not
are.
on
You
you for
telling me?
following.
You just told me that I'm brainwashed. That I'm
I didn't call
following
you
the white
brainwashed.
man's rules.
I didn't call you brainwashed.
You pretty much did, brother.
That's
You
not
said-
what I'm
you
saying.
said, I'm following the white man's
That's
rules.
not what I'm saying.
Hold on, bro. You
Go
said
ahead.
I'm following the white man's rules.
Right.
I'm paying taxes. I'm doing all this.
We are
so
doing
you
that.
basically saying I'm
No.
brainwashed. That
No,
I'm
that's not what I'm saying. Can I explain what I was saying?
Go ahead.
I'm not saying you're brainwashed. This is my point. I'm saying we all gotta follow the rules because we're slaves. That's my point. We're in captivity. That's why we forced to keep their rules. I'm forced to. He's forced to. We all forced to.
So is that white? So is him. So is her.
Okay?
Let them not pay their taxes.
Brother, this they land.
Let them not pay their taxes.
Brother, this is
They not going to jail.
Brother, this is their land. I don't give a damn. This is their land.
Let them shoot one of them.
I think it's going over your head. Listen, brother. We was kidnapped, stolen from where we was. Let me finish. Brought here, beat down, let free, and I'll be forced to keep their rules. That's a prisoner of war, brother. That's what I'm telling you. That's the difference. We didn't choose to be born here, brother. You brother, did you choose to be born as a slave in America with a new social security card, forced to pay taxes? No, that's forced on us. Before this, we wasn't following the rules.
On everybody, bro. Everybody got
brother, but again, they came over here willingly. The Arabs came over here willingly. East Indian came over here willingly. The African came over here willingly. We was kidnapped, stolen, brought here.
So no black people already over here.
The natives was over here. They was raped, robbed, murdered, killed, and thrown in concentration camps. They wasn't. That was all forced on them. They wasn't keeping the white man's rules, brother. Why is that going over your head?
But what I'm saying,
you talking about the white man? We don't care,
bro. It might have been forced on us the most, but it was forced on everybody.
It wasn't forced on the Arab. If the Arab get mad, he can say, "F this, I'm going back to Arabia." Where the hell you go, brother?
I go back out.
Go, try it. Go to it without a passport. Go to Africa without a passport for the white man. From who?
Ain't no problem.
From who?
I ain't got no criminal.
I'm just making a point. I'm making a point.
I can go get a passport, bro.
From who?
What do you mean from who?
From who? Who you got to get the passport from?
From the USA.
Who are us, the USA? What nation? Don't play games.
It don't matter, man. I can go
It does
get one.
matter because you have to get permission.
But I choose not to.
That's not freedom. You
That's
not getting that?
freedom to me.
The fact I have to beg somebody to get a passport to leave this land I was
They
kidnapped
all
in?
got their rules and regulations. You mean Africa ain't got no rules and regulations?
Brother, you ain't gonna get it, man. Have a nice night, bro. Have a nice night, man.
Hey, man,
I'm
it was
done
good
dealing
talking
with
to
it.
you, dude.
Appreciate you, bro. You an Israelite. I'm done dealing
See
with
what I'm saying? Now you're gonna assault me, man. You got your crew with you.
No, you an Israel. You an Israelite. You God's chosen, bro. I'm not dealing with it. This is stiff neck. It's not connecting with Jake, man. Brother just wouldn't let go of the coonism. I was being as patient as I could be with the brother. I was being extremely patient with the brother. But now, have a nice night. Come on. Like, God damn, give me Zechariah. Or give me Ezekiel. 2 and 3.